Good morning. It's okay. You can hear me. Okay. Um, First of all, good morning to everyone. I would like to explain briefly what is Técnicas Reunidas and what we do from the IT&C Communication Department. Técnicas Reunidas is an oldest company. Our beginning is in the 1960 year, so we are in the market for the last 50 years. Right now we are making different projects in more than 20 countries all over the world. Our 98% of the business is outside Spain. So from the IT perspective, it's very complex, has a lot of complexity because we have to ensure that all the data has to be available for all the players of the company. And from the IT perspective, we base all the actions in five pillars. We have more than 500 servers all over the world. We have more than 5,000 workstations available and maintaining every day. We ensure our information and all the information of our partners and our clients. And we deliver and maintain more than 200 applications. In the way of the development department, we push every day on the market trying to find some startups who could help us to bring a successful way to the business concepts.
So Juan, as I said, Técnicas Reunidas is one of the biggest engineering groups in the world. Give us an example of the sort of things that you look for in startups.
Right now, with our global situation in the world, we are looking for a robust and flexible, how can you say that in English? Platform to collaborate with all of our clients and our customers and our partners to deliver information, to have all the information available in every second, to have all the decisions of business available in the meantime.
So you want to make your processes of working with suppliers and clients more effective?
Yeah.
So they're looking for platforms from startups, and that's where startups come in here. They can be very creative. They can come up with ideas. How can you improve the business processes between Técnicas Reunidas and their clients and their suppliers?
Yeah, that's right. From that, we are looking in the market. We are looking at all business like Microsoft or SAP or something like that. But all the biggest companies has always shadow parts of their products that cannot be afforded with the technology. So we have to look for another company to bring light in that shadow part, and maybe this is the point for the startups.
Great. Okay. Well, Juan, we'll come back to you a little later again when we talk about some of the efforts you're doing internally. But now I'd like to speak to Federico from FERROVIAL. Tell us, what is FERROVIAL doing? Now, you all know FERROVIAL is another very big Spanish group. They've owned Heathrow Airport, and they're present all over the world.
Well, thank you. First of all, congratulations to the organization, because it's amazing the place where we are, and I think this summit is a success for all of us. And it's a privilege for FERROVIAL to be here sharing this summit with many companies and people. Well, we manage assets in FERROVIAL. I mean, we buy an asset, we manage it, and sometimes we sell it. So we are looking for efficiency in the asset while we are working with an asset. And an asset can be a highway, a city service, an airport, a construction site. What we are looking from startups, we don't invest in them, but we think that for disruptive innovation, which is sometimes difficult to find that internally in the companies, the startup can provide technology to manage the asset in a more efficient way. And this is what we are looking for. Maybe I can tell you two initiatives we are having that now.
A couple of examples would be good so they can get a feel for it.
One of them, which is, you will read in the press today, because it's still very recent. We've been working with the Madrid Capital Council, so we are in the city of this example. And we were working in one area of Madrid in Las Tablas, which is a neighbor of Madrid. And in that place, we established two challenges for startups. So they could provide solutions. It's not working? Not working. Okay. So, now, better? Okay. In these challenges, we are looking for two things. Mobility in this area and quality of life for the citizens. We have finished this project, 58 startups presented initiatives, and now the commitment of FERROVIAL and the Council of Madrid is to test in a demo day and a pilot 14 of them. So we are going to work with 14 of these startups in order to improve the quality of life of the citizens in this area, in order to translate that to other areas of Madrid. And the other one I could mention about the startups is a Cities Challenge initiative we had with 7 main cities in Spain. We established also a challenge to provide technology to improve a service in the city, which is one of our business, and we received many initiatives. What we are going to do is also to commit and to pilot the selected initiatives of these startups in order to increase the quality of this service. This could be 2 examples.
Okay, so let me recap there. FERROVIAL is looking for companies, for startups that can improve the efficiency of the use of assets. And in particular, they're also working with cities to find ways to improve the quality of living. And they've got a couple of challenges already started. Okay, I think we've got a good idea there. With TECNICAS REUNIDAS, they're looking for platforms that can help make more efficient use of business processes between clients, suppliers, and the like. And now we go to SACYR. Does that work? That should work.
First of all, welcome everyone. Welcome to Innovation in SACYR. We always consider the research and development and innovation a fundamental factor in our leadership. We will guarantee our future in versus our competitors. We'll focus in 3 areas in order to give you some information about the organization. The internal support that SACYR has is important in our daily activities and on external recognitions. Our organization is characterized for 4 business areas and central R&D department that gives support to entire group. R&D department insists all companies, and regarding the internal support, we have a main site in internet. We publish a report annual with projects, results, or patents. We celebrated the 4th edition of SACYR Innovation Awards to recognize the most innovative ideas in different fields of the knowledge. Last year, our awards we focused in startups. The winner was obtaining energy from ocean waste with a design that mimics of beak of flamingos. The runner-up was development of power supply for capture and use the thermal energy from the skin.
Okay, so there's an example of an energy startup, right? So you're essentially looking at a lot of different types of startups in both energy and what else? Services.
And construction. It's all
and
core
construction.
Business. It's not core business.
Okay. All right, so here we have 3 of the biggest companies in this country. They're launching a challenge. They're saying, we want startups in business process innovation. We want startups in the areas of smart cities, better quality of living, also in terms of getting better return on their assets, more efficient use of their assets. and then energy, services, and construction. Okay, I think we have a good idea of the sorts of things you're looking for. Now, why don't you give us an idea of what is the ideal startup that you're looking for? Is it a two people with an idea? Is it two people with an idea that's already been developed and it has some income? Would you look at just ideas, or do you want to see some traction? Do you want to see startups that already have a level of income? Let's start with you, Juan, from TECNICAS.
I think from our perspective, we have a very well-known process of our work. So we're looking for the ideas and also some product that will be very helpful for us, because our projects are very particular, because most of them are a turnkey project. So think about 3 billion project. We have to buy all the things necessary to finish the project, and we have a very huge network of partners and providers. So we need something real, something available to be developed and be productive in, I don't know, 6 months, a year, something like that.
Okay, so they're happy to look at prototypes, as long as within a 6-month period, more or less, it's something tangible and real that can add value.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Places like this where startups are being presented are perfect for you.
It is perfect, yeah.
Okay, Federico, what about you guys? What are you looking for in terms of at what stage does a startup need to be?
Well, what we're looking for startups are companies that can provide FERROVIAL disruptive innovation. I mean, we have many engineers in the company. Of course, we are thinking all the time in order to improve our process, our business. But we think that the open innovation concept, that external people can provide solutions also for management of the company, can be very useful for the company. So what we are looking for are not just ideas. Ideas, of course, is the first stage of any company, any startups. But we are looking for startups more mature that have the ability to test the solution in a real asset. When I'm speaking about the real asset, I am speaking to go to a real tunnel, a real airport, a real service that we are providing to the city, to test their technology, to prove they can improve the efficiency of this service. So they have to be in that stage. The idea is only to share opinions, and of course, I'm always available for that. It's very healthy. But we're speaking of business. And when you speak about business, you speak about return on investment, and you want the startup to be implemented in the asset. This is what we are looking for.
Okay, so they're looking for startups that are a little bit more mature, where there's real traction. All right, Juan, tell us about SACYR. What are you looking for in a startup? At what stage does it have to be?
Well, we are working, and nowadays we are working on the launch on startups, different startups. In 10 times, it's necessary to have enough trucks in order not to stay in the comfort zone. We have our targets. We focus the innovation processes and the strategic activities sharing between R&D, the department of staff with the production staff. We are committing the open innovation, and we choose the people in any part of SACYR have innovative potential. We create startups of or from our best projects. Nowadays, we are working on the land different startups, which are the result of the most prestigious R&D projects in cooperation with other companies. Let me talk about them, their different phases. We have 2 startups in seed phase. The first startup is Mayalet is based in an initiative lighting system with LED meshes in front of the advertising poster, in offer an integral solution to replace advertising poster illuminated by spotlights. The second is the carbon footprint. It's a response to the requirement made for the Ministry of Environment in order to certify the Scope 1 and the Scope 2 of carbon in or and in other corporations. We have, for the last, growing startups, a growing facts, Simulator Winter. It's a startup created by Valoriza Infrastructures and our colleagues of Infonorte Technologies that cover the training needs in driving snowplows. It also facilitates the acquisition of the basic skill and safe driving with adverse weather conditions, safe distance, and speed.
Great. Okay, well, we've covered a little bit about what these companies are looking for externally. But as we said earlier, sometimes, why are big companies looking for startups? Because some of them struggle innovating. Now, I don't think these three companies struggle innovating. They're looking to complement their innovation with startups because these three companies are probably some of the most innovative companies in Spain and in the world today. So let's start with TECNICAS Reunidas. How easy is innovation within TECNICAS Reunidas? If you're an employee at TECNICAS, tell us about how can you create a startup idea within TECNICAS Reunidas? What does the company do? Is this a top-down approach? From the top of the company, are people pushed to innovate? We talked earlier in this program yesterday, and many times it was mentioned how important failure is, to have a culture of risk and failure. And in big companies, sometimes people, the idea of failing with projects, with ideas, is very difficult. And without that, you cannot innovate. So tell us a little bit about how innovation works inside TECNICAS. Does it have the support of leadership? And what do you do to create startups within the company?
From the failure perspective, we have an initiative internal, very push from the human resources. We call it lesson learning. So we try to learn what we do wrong in our past projects and what we can do to improve the delivery of the next project in the future. With that, we create some internal process, we innovate with some internal process, and but we are thinking also only about engineer process. It's not IT process. It's only business process. Innovation in a company like TECNICAS Reunidas is not too much easy because, as I said previously, we are an old company, and our projects are quite the same in the last 50 years. The market is changing, and there are new players in the market, so we have to change the way we are delivering the projects. But in terms of trying to do all the things better and quicker than previously. The process of think about refining, the process is the same in the last 50 years, so we cannot innovate too much in that. We have also an internal department that we call Tecnologías Propias. That is it's like an startup inside the company, thinking about the new process of refining or a new process of trying to do different things. We have 3 or 4 patents of our patents, and this can be something similar to a startup inside the company.
Okay, well, Juan just made a very good point. Sometimes innovation is not about new technologies. Sometimes it's about service. It's about being able to do things quicker, faster, and better. And that's the way that TECNICAS Reunidas is innovating today. because they are growing, they are world power in terms of engineering, and they're going into more and more markets. Clearly they're innovating, but it's done through service. Federico, what about Ferrovial? How do you guys innovate? And do you have a mandate from the very top of the company to innovate? Is there a culture that lets people fail sometimes? And talk to us about some internal initiatives.
Okay, yes. Well, innovation for Ferrovial is not a question mark. I mean, it's part of our way of life. It's a business as usual. I mean, we compete in the international league. We want to win big projects, complex projects, and we need the best engineers and also to be different. So for that reason, we need innovation. And we established this issue several years ago. The commitment comes from the chairman of the company until the last employee, and from the employee until the chairman. It's a top-down and bottom-up approach. And we have, of course, a methodology based in open innovation to implement innovation. One is the business. I mean, we innovate for business. We are looking for money. We are looking for P&L. So we invest in projects that have an impact in the P&L of the business, first of all. So we have to establish very clearly the challenges of the business every year in order to look for innovation for these challenges. The second layer is the education of the company. We spend hundreds of hours giving education to all the employees about innovation, listening to all the gurus of the world and providing the best education to the employees. And the third layer, we call the tools. I mean, we need something to innovate. Not only the engineers, we need external people, we need the startups, we need the universities. We have an agreement with MIT, for instance, to innovate in real projects. We have the intranet, the collaboration tools, social networking. These kind of things are tools which help to innovate. And just to be concrete in two initiatives. One of them is our innovation awards. We have an internal innovation awards according to several challenges of the business, but very concrete challenges. We look for ideas from our employees to provide ideas about that. Last one that we developed very recently, a few months ago, we received 700 ideas of business from our employees. That means a huge population of ideas to study and implement. From these 700, at the end, we implemented around 30. I mean, not all of them achieve the final stage, but you need 700 to implement 30, so you need many ideas. And the second one, which is very innovative also, is one that we launched a few months ago. In fact, it finished this month. And what we are looking in this initiative is also for a kind of intra-entrepreneurship inside the company. So we provide our employees the possibility to have the resources in order to study startups for Ferrovial. But that the startups comes from our employees. So we provide education, the resources, and the ability to do that. This is a new initiative. We'll see if this is successful or not. Of course, I think it is, but we'll need time to implement, okay?
Very impressive, Federico. Okay, Juan, what's SACYR doing internally? And again, do you have a mandate from the top of the company to innovate?
Well, we are in SACYR Holding, no? It's the head of a very diversified group and gives support for it. For other areas, how do you say? Our holding has certified 70 lines in R&D innovation, with at least one project in each line. Concession area has a grand portfolio of 34 concessions in 6 countries. This area has 35 projects. At the LAX, or core business, how do you say? Construction area operates in all activities in civil engineering and building. It's present in the some major projects, such as the design of the third set of locks in for Panama Canal. Our development in construction projects is long and very complicated. We have 35 lines. But the LAX, our service area is diversified and also innovate in all its service and activities with 37 certificate projects. That's all.
Excellent. Okay, before we open the questions to the floor, I'd like to give everyone a chance to maybe add a few more things. Is there anything that you would like to mention? Juan?
Actually, you can hear me? I can hear me. It's okay? You
Mike,
can
is the
hear me?
mic working here?
No.
Mike?
Okay. Now?
Yes.
Okay. From the IT perspective, I think that we act as an internal startup every time because we are looking at the business and we're trying to learn what the business needs, what we can do to help it, and we create some internal initiatives, we pilot it, we sell it to the business, we fund the financiation, and finally we get it. I think that the company right now it's evolving to a new way to see to the market, because we have a lot of very young people right now. We are getting bigger and bigger every year. We are one of Spanish companies that are growing every year. So we have a lot of young people working with us, and I think this group of people will push the company to be in the new level of innovation in the next years.
Sounds exciting. Federico, any last words?
Well, just to encourage all of you, all your startup to propose ideas to Ferrovial. We are available for that. We have a stand open for you if you want to go there and share your ideas, and we are open for that. And as well as our internal program, which is important for employees, we think that this external side is also very important. Just to mention, I didn't say that our internal program is called Zuritanken, if you see that. It's a registered trademark of Ferrovial. Zuri means great from Swahili in Africa, because we have social projects in Africa. And Tanken means in Swedish, which is a very innovative country idea. So Zuritanken is a great idea for Ferrovial, and I demand you to establish more Zuritanken from the external side.
Zuritanke.
Zuritanken.
Okay, remember that, Zuritanke. All right, Juan, some last words of wisdom here from SACYR?
Well, for the last, we have been very happy for start here. It was a pleasure. In conclusion, SACYR is consolidating its position as a company inactive in research and development with these startups, or startups and your startups. Our ground in R&D is the key of ensuring our company in the future leadership. No more.
Okay, excellent. All right, well, we've got about 12 minutes for questions. Come on, you're not going to get an opportunity like this to have three of the best industrial companies in the world, their innovation officers, waiting to answer your questions. Okay, here we have one.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I would like to better understand the selection process of an idea, of a startup, how long it takes, the success rate, the selection rate, if they look outside or we have to access to them, the selection process.
Okay, so how do you, we're talking about the external now. So how do you usually find startups? Do they approach you or do you look for them? And then how long does that selection process take? Anybody want to have a shot at that? Federico, you want to try?
Yes, sure. Well, we participate in these kind of forums, in all the forums we think are enough, with enough maturity that we can, sell our company and receive ideas. And also we have people dedicated to look for startups And some of them also approach to FERROVIAL by themselves, asking for an opportunity to have business or even investment. We don't invest in them, but some of them approach to FERROVIAL. The rate is very low, I mean the rate of success. I mean you have to look at too many to have at least one with success to be implemented in our assets.
But you look at them, right?
Yeah, but anyway, it doesn't, I mean, you have to do that. I mean, but this is the rate, this is extremely low.
I mean, but that's reality. I mean, you all know that even startups themselves, the success rate is very low. So you look at a lot of them and it takes time. Any idea how long it usually takes?
Well, we are looking every day of the year for startups. I mean, we don't dedicate a month in a year. We have people dedicated to that during the year. We see around 100 startups every year. But you need people dedicated to that, to look for that, to participate in these kind of forums. That you have many and several areas. Anyway, you need resources to look for them. But it's amazing the result because it's disruptive innovation. So, I mean, it's very useful to dedicate the resources.
Excellent. Any more questions? Back here.
Hi, Toby Lewis, Global Corporate Venturing. We track how corporates invest in startups. And I was wondering if you're looking sort of principally inside Spain, or are you sort of looking to go to sort of broader geographies to keep track of innovation?
I not heard very well.
Okay, who wants to answer that question?
I don't hear the question.
All right, so the
could
question-
you repeat it, please?
The question is, do you only look in Spain for startups, for innovation ideas?
No.
Or do you look more broadly, right? Across Europe or the world?
No. We are present in 25 countries in this moment. And the R&D is, for example, in Australia, or, for example, in Chile. We are in construction with new firms, new concretes, and in Australia we have two projects with Perth University about desalination plants.
Federico?
Yes, we don't mind where the startup has the origin, I mean, but we work in 20 countries around the world. So we look for a startup to be implemented in one of these 20 countries. But the startup can be from everywhere.
Juan?
As I said before, TECNICAS REUNIDAS is in 20 countries also working, so we are looking for global players. We don't mind if the startup is locally here in Spain or in the UK or in Nigeria.
Okay, so 20 seems to be like the secret number here. Everybody's in 20 countries. No, you guys are in more.
We were working in Australia together.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Come on, this is a great opportunity. Here we go, another question.
Hello, this is Ramon Lopez from Aquology, a company working in the water field. So my question is, do you have any instrument, or have you thought in an instrument for cooperating with other big companies for identifying and promoting startups? Not only your company, but with other companies from the same field or from the different field?
Well,
You want to have a shot at that question?
I know your company of Advar Group. I meet with your colleagues, and we won't work together because we are competitors. Only this, because our water line is very important for our development. Excuse me.
Well, in our case, because of the open innovation concept, many times we work with different companies in one project. So, of course, we are open to work with different companies in an implementation of a startup or implementing ideas. It's a collaborating environment, so it's very common for us to work with several companies.